Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 auto-buy authors. I saw JD Ray Reads do a video on her Veda vlog video every day in April about her top 12. She couldn't narrow it down to 10 and she inspired me to do this video. But firstly, just have the disclaimer, I'm having a lazy chill day today. It's my first day to myself in quite a long time with like no things to do, and I'm chilled, no makeup, my hair's just needs a wash really and it's just scrunched back in a bun, and the sun is so lovely and bright that it's too bright and I've had to draw my curtains. My curtains are pink. They're leaving a lovely pink hue on my face, but hopefully you can get past that and you can enjoy this video for what it is. Now, like I say, I've got 10 auto-buy authors here on my stack. I probably have missed some, let's not lie. But like I say, I was inspired by Jade's video and I thought it would be fun to do and have a chat about some of my auto-buy authors. So these are in no particular order. These are just literally how I've picked them up. And let's get cracking. So the first book I picked up was Get a Life, Chloe Brown. These are by Talia Hibbert and this is the first book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I just really enjoyed this. The last book was a little bit meh. It wasn't my favourite of the three, but Talia Hibbert just has a writing style that is so readable, so witty and funny and just so real that I feel like she could probably write about anything. She could probably write recipes and I would read them and enjoy them. So I'm really looking forward to anything else that she produces and publishes, and I cannot wait for more from her. And as soon as I get a notification or see that she's got a new book coming out, I am gonna automatically buy it because I really enjoyed these and I feel like they got me back into reading sort of contemporary romance, contemporary fiction when I was in quite a heavy sort of like fantasy, historical fiction era. So really enjoyed those. The next author is Holly Jackson. I have read the whole Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, really enjoyed it, and I am super intrigued to see what Holly Jackson comes out with next. Also, just a premise, just to take a back step a minute, if any of these authors have got new releases coming out and I'm not aware of them, please let me know. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that either of these authors that I've talked about so far have anything in the works. So I'm not always the most up to date with new releases, but I try and keep as up to date as I can. So yeah, but I'm super intrigued to sort of hear about what Holly Jackson will bring out next, whether it'll be something similar, whether it'll be something completely different. And I just feel like these were written so well that I think anything Holly Jackson writes, I will just pick up and read and give it a go. Yeah, super intrigued for what Holly Jackson's going to come out with next. Now, this one is a bit naughty because it's Maureen Johnson and the Truly Devious series in itself. Why I'm saying it's a bit naughty picking this is because I haven't actually read the most recent instalment, which I can't remember what it's called, The Box in the Woods. I haven't actually read that, and I haven't read anything by Maureen Johnson previous to Truly Devious. So I do need to fix that. I think this author has published stuff before Truly Devious anyway. Let's have a quick look. Yes, they have. So like I said, this is a little bit of a naughty one putting this on because they're auto buy, as in now I will automatically buy anything that they come out with, but I haven't read their backlist. But the Truly Devious series was an amazing series, and like I say, I haven't read the kind of most recent installment, and I would plan to do that very soon. But these were just so compelling and so amazing, and I don't read an awful lot of thrillers or crimey sort of like thrillery mystery books, but these were amazing and made me kind of realise that I do really enjoy this genre. So anything further from this author, and I am going to have a little look into what they've written before and see if there's anything that kind of floats my boat from their backlist, because I feel like I should do that. There's two authors. I've got two stacks in front of me, and I kind of feel like one is really obvious. I kind of want to leave it to the end. So let's go with this one. V.E. Schwab. I know that I will purchase anything that V.E. Schwab now publishes going forward. However, you'll notice I haven't picked up the most recent release from V.E. Schwab, Gallant. It's on my red shelf because I read that in April and I haven't done the wrap up for April yet. So I really enjoyed The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Again, this is a bit of a naughty one because I haven't finished reading the Shades of Magic series. I haven't read Vicious and Vengeful. There's lots of gaps in my reading of V.E. Schwab. However, after reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, they have now made it onto my list of auto-buy authors. I will purchase anything that V.E. Schwab comes out with, and I hope I enjoy it all. Like I say, Gallant wasn't the most amazing book I have ever read. It was quite atmospheric, and I think it's really important to, just like readers have tastes and lots of different genres that they like to read from, authors have lots of genres that they like to write from, and not every single one you're going to read is going to be quite for you. But I can appreciate V.E. Schwab's writing, and like I say, regardless of my thoughts on anything else that I've read by V.E. Schwab, I do intend to buy anything further that they publish. So a bit of a cheap one again, but I also plan on making my way through V.E. Schwab's backlist as well, because this book was stunning, and this alone has made me like want to read everything by them. Again, another bit of a cheat one. This is kind of turning into a bit of a cheat because, again, I haven't read everything by this author, Soraya M. Lane, but I own them all. So can we just talk about the fact that I do actually own them all? I own everything that Soraya M. Lane has published. This is The Last Correspondent by Soraya M. Lane. Soraya M. Lane has done a whole range of female World War II stories. They all focus on women, from what I've read of the books that I own so far, and they all tend to have quite similar sort of like structures, as in we follow three women through their whatever they're going through in World War II. So I've read one which is called The Wives of War, which is about combat nurses. I've read The Spitfire Girls, which is about Spitfire Girls. It's about girls that were flying in World War II, women I should say, and I've also read Hearts of Resistance, which is about three women that all kind of have a different part to play in the sort of like in France in the resistance. I don't know an awful lot about what this one is, other than I think it's probably to do a little bit with writing and journalism, but anything that they come out with, whenever I see there's a new Soraya M. Lane book, I buy it, and that to me encapsulates completely auto-buy author status. I just need to catch up and read the ones I haven't read yet, because every time I read one I really enjoy it. And I don't read an awful lot of World War II fiction anymore. I read loads, and I think maybe I kind of overdid it a little bit and just read too much, but I do want to try and focus on getting through some of my World War II backlist as well, because I have quite a lot of stuff on my shelves. My World War II shelves are like sort of here, that I need to kind of get up to speed on. And that was actually gifted to me from my Secret Santa. So thank you, Secret Santa, for that one. The next one, I think, goes without saying. Anything that Richard Osman writes, I will buy. Whether he writes something completely different to the Thursday Murder Club going forward, or continues to write from the Thursday Murder Club world, I will buy it. These books are absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for the third book. I've already got it on pre-order. These books are amazing. His writing, again, similarly to what I've spoken about before, really easy to read, really witty, really funny, yet also really emotional and kind of like pulls on your heartstrings as well. Just really wholesome writing. And some people, like some authors I read from, and I kind of feel unintelligent, but there's something about these that just make me feel like, actually, not that I'm intelligent, but I can read these, I understand them fully and completely, and I don't know, there's just something about these books that just Like I say, it's really wholesome, really easy to read. And like I say, even if he comes out with something different now, still in the fiction genre, but comes out with something different and a different sort of book, I will still buy it and give it a go. Auto by author status achieved to Richard Osman. You are welcome. The next one is also a little bit of a cheat because, and I say this because Lindsay Kelp is an auto by author for me. However, she is now publishing her books initially in hardback and then they're coming out in paperback. And that is the only reason why I don't have her most recent release. I think it's called On a Night Like This, because it isn't out in paperback yet. And all my Lindsay Kelp books are all in paperback, and I kind of don't want to mix up the kind of like look on my shelves. It's a complete vanity thing as to why I haven't picked up her most recent release. But again, Lindsay Kelp is such an amazing writer, really, really witty, easy reads, but again, have that kind of emotion behind them. And I just enjoy everything I've read by her. And she's covered lots of different sorts of real life topics as well, similarly to Talia Hibbert. And I love everything I read by her. And I will be purchasing On a Night Like This, like I say, when it's available in paperback. And she is still an auto by author. And I would have purchased it sooner if it was in paperback, released initially in paperback. So yeah, Lindsay Kelp, highly, highly recommend. So these kind of final ones are kind of like maybe the top three, in no particular order, but they're in the top three. Auto by authors. Can you guess? Shall I give you a couple of seconds to kind of guess what might be coming up? Sarah J Maas. This is no reflection on what my favourite books are by her. This is just the easiest, this was the easiest one to get off my shelf that kind of made sense to pick up, because I didn't really think A Court of Silver Flames was like a sensible book to pick up because it's the fourth, fifth book in a series. So I picked up Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. Anything Sarah J Maas now produces, I will buy. She is an auto by author for me. And words fail me. She just has the power. She has me in her hands, wrapped around her little finger. Like, anything she publishes, I will buy. No hesitation. Cannot wait for the next instalment of Crescent City, and it can't come soon enough, in my opinion. And anything else she writes, 100% I will be reading and buying, and can't come soon enough, like I said. The next one, again, is no surprise, but that is Taylor Jenkins' read. I'm picking up The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo to kind of like showcase this, because this is the first Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I read, and this is where my love for Taylor Jenkins Reid started. I love this book. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this has been the catalyst for me reading lots of other books by this author, and every single book I have read I have really enjoyed. They've been different, and some of them have been like different sorts of concepts, and you know, no two books she writes are the same, and that's what I really like, but they all have the same feel of just wow. I know a couple of people that have been reading Malibu Rising recently and not getting into it, and I'm kind of sat here like really impatiently like, oh, come on, really like love it, because I really want them to love it. But it's their first book they've read by Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I kind of feel like maybe you should read something else by her, and then maybe you'll appreciate it for what it is. But anything that is published by this author, I am going to buy. I've got Carrie Soto pre-ordered, and I am making my way through her backlist as well, which I'm enjoying, thoroughly enjoying. Auto by author. Can we have a drum roll? Who do you think this one's going to be? Ta-da! I think that was quite obvious. Anything that Diana Gabaldon publishes, whether it be in the Outlander series going forward or any spin-off series. There's talks that she's writing a prequel, that she's also writing book 10. I'm here for, I love anything that Diana Gabaldon writes, I will purchase. Again, even if it's recipes, even if it's something completely out of my comfort zone, something I have no inclination to read, I will still buy it and read it because it is written by Diana Gabaldon. I just don't know where to, like, I could just go on for ages about this author and her books. I love them. I cannot express how much I love them, really. And like I say, I will be reading everything from her. I am taking a little time. I'm currently reading her 9th installment, Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone, but I am enjoying it. I'm reading it slowly. Like I'm just really enjoying the sort of like process of reading them slowly and leisurely, making my way through it, kind of savouring it, because it's going to be a while till we get the next book. And like I say, there's talks that she's writing a prequel, which is more about one of the main characters, J Maas, kind of parents, and more about kind of their story, and you kind of get a little bit more about them. So there's talks that she's doing that. And like I say, she's also supposed to be writing book 10, which recently I've seen a headline that maybe book 10 is not going to be the last book. We've thought for ages that book 10 is going to be the end, but somewhere along the line it's been said maybe it won't be. I don't know, but I'm here for it, and I will read absolutely everything, and I will automatically purchase absolutely anything that Diana Gabaldon writes and publishes. So that was just a lot of gushing about a lot of authors that I really, really enjoy. Like I say, there's probably several missing and several that I should have given honourable mentions to. I'm thinking off the top of my head now, Laini Taylor. I should have included Laini Taylor. I would have included Winston Graham, but unfortunately he's no longer with us. And likewise Lucinda Riley, but she's no longer with us. So, you know, I know that Lucinda Riley has got more stuff kind of being published that she's part written, and her son's kind of like taken over. And I do kind of feel like Robin Hobb should have an honourable mention, because the only reason why I'm not automatically buying all the next ones is because I still have a bit to read. I have a book there that I haven't read, and I also have a book up here that I haven't read yet. So I really, really like Robin Hobb, but I just haven't automatically purchased them all because there's loads that I need to catch up on, and I only have, you know, a certain amount of pennies in my pocket. But there's loads of authors I could talk about till the cows come home. It's such a passionate subject of mine, books and reading, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be here doing this right now. But I would love to hear about your auto-buy authors. Have you got any auto-buy authors that I haven't mentioned? Because if so, I'd love to hear all about them, because I am massively keen to add to this list and to add some extra amazing authors onto my radar and onto my kind of like TBR as well. So please let me know your auto-buy authors down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!